Hey there, Adrienne Elise here. Welcome to the SuperNova Astrology update for February 19th through 26th, 2024. Well, how are you doing in your personal planet initiation? We've had all of our personal planets going over Pluto at 0 degrees Aquarius. Today is the last day that we'll be feeling Venus and Mars in the influence they're coming off of that conjunction with Pluto. So all of our personal planets breaking down everything false, everything we've been living by based on the past, and showing us who we are and what we're doing in the new age, the Aquarian Age. So it's very intense. And now what's happening is that Venus is catching up to Mars. They will be exactly conjunct from February 21st through 23rd at 5 degrees, 6 degrees, and 7 degrees of Aquarius. So speaking to transformation, shifting, change, and everything having to do with love. It's such a beautiful message for us, and we need to make sure to seize the moment of these times because we're still feeling Saturn in sextile to Jupiter. And so Saturn, this is a very mystical and magical energy, and we've been feeling it this whole month, and we'll feel it through the month of March. But they're still within 1 degree of sextile all the way to the end of February. So this period of time through the end of the month is so magical and mystical and so much possibility to dream into something new and different. We've had this constant energy of trying to keep us in trauma and drama for so long. And we have to use our will force at this point to recreate and imagine and grab a hold of this energy of this sextile. It's just beyond the contrived matrix of control-based energies, which are artificial and must stop. We've definitely felt this energy from the mother, our Mother Earth, and she's rising. She's taking back her planet. We're taking back our body. She's taking back her body. And so just beyond the last of the contrived matrix, trying to pull us into the dark energies, just on the other side is this beautiful, mystical energy of possibilities. Saturn in Pisces, we're looking at Saturn is the laws and rules of this reality, but we know that Saturn was taken over by forces that did not wanted to control Earth and humanity. And hold back the natural timeline, the natural evolution, spiritual evolution. But there's still a record of what Mother Earth wanted to become as an ascension planet. And we hold this within our being. And this is this incredibly powerful message coming from the mother to us, just like, you have no idea what you're doing right now, the depth and the breadth of the project you're working on, that you have no idea, by just keeping a connection to her. It's so profound and it's so powerful. And the message is that we're bringing all the souls back home to her. And the feeling that's coming from this sextile, if we can reach out and grab it, is this energy of that everything is exceedingly well. It's such a different energy than what we've been used to, of this like kind of fighting to get through life and survive and not having access to our God-given right, our energy. It's been stolen from us. We have a direct access to source, and we've only been getting a trickle of it because of these control forces. So this Saturn sextile Jupiter is like, hey, rainbows, like dreams, visions, your dreams coming true. Can you imagine? Can you step outside of this contrived reality, reach beyond and feel these mystical, magical energies? And begin to, if you can just put any time and energy that you have, that you can find, into dreaming a new dream. Like really letting yourself imagine what the future could hold. Like, what would it feel like? What would it look like for you to be in your optimal, supported supported in bringing forward your full expression. What would it look like? What would it feel like? This is so powerful because we're activating these DNA, this Gaia codes within our being. It's been hidden and blocked out and distorted by all these false programs in our DNA around infiltration, fear programming, very powerful programs. What's going on with this parade of planets that just went over Pluto at 0 degrees? It's this overhaul of everything we thought to be true and everything we thought that really mattered, according to the past programming versus the dream of the future that we're moving into. Nothing can stop it. So this is an energy of allowing ourselves. So the program, so these deep, dark programs are like what we saw in today's meditation, morning meditation, was like a twist way, way back in Atlantean time. And it says, your mother doesn't love you. She abandoned you. She left you behind. You don't deserve her love. That's where the split happened. That's where they were allowed to take control over the earth. Only when they disconnected us from her. And now she's coming back with a vengeance, with a beautiful vengeance, with this incredible peace and harmony. It might be a peace that's beyond, like, you didn't even, you can't, it's hard to even know how you feel because it's so different. It's so new and different from the way we have been feeling. But it's like this beautiful balm, her energy of love, just seeping up from the primary waters of the earth, this vapor, the rainbow vapor, moving like a wave across the earth, bringing a feeling that all is well. Remember, we all want to do it this way. We all want the same thing. We want to help and support life and evolution and humanity into its full expression. And so there's this, just, if you can stop and kind of, we have to use our will to disconnect from the energies, the messages that they're trying to send through technology, and be like, no, 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 this is what's true. This is what's real. I'm going to reach beyond the veil. I'm going to feel into this sextile, to the mother's love, to this magical possibilities of all of a sudden turning the corner and my dreams coming true. It's the only way out of this. We know this. And so it's really important if we can find the time and energy to be in the energy of what it is we want to create. Because this is what's happening. We've been stuck under their false creations. And so now they're falling away. And it's like, well, what are we doing? This is where we come in. This is why the mother's saying, holy crap, supernova souls, you're holding down the fort right now. You have a direct connection. You have this in your DNA. You have this in your heart and soul, this love. This loving love of our loving mother. It's what you stand for. It's what you live for. It's what you've always fought for. And it's in you. And you get to, but how can we step into our true potential as being a vessel of her love? And this is the picture that we can breathe in this vapor, this balm, this protection, this hydration, this nutrition. We can just breathe it in and breathe it out to the people around us. And we've always only wanted to be her emissaries and her lovers. We've only wanted to bring love and expand love. This is who we are, supernova souls. And yet, how can we take our place with her if we can't receive for ourselves? And so this is the process we're going in right now. And because what happens is that we're starting to feel Venus and Mars come together. Now, Venus and Mars is such a beautiful transit. It's our masculine, our feminine, the divine union, this perfect balance. It's exactly the energy we're talking about, of this incredible harmony that, like, hey, it feels like everything's going to be okay. Like, it just feels like peaceful, like slowed down. This balm, this harmony, the way it's supposed to be. So this is the energy, but there's also an intensity anytime Mars is involved with anything, because that's just who he is. And there's a massive explosion of energy going on in his home sign of Aries. So there's an empowerment to this Venus Mars conjunction. And so it's like exactly speaking to what we're talking about. Like, how can you be the vessel of love? How can you let the love into your life? You know, we came here, supernova souls, to demonstrate this divine love through our soulmate relationships. We know this is our part of our journey, and yet we've been so lost and so alone. It's a false quarantine. Do you deserve? Do you deserve? So to deserve the love we'd all deserve, and what we're here to demonstrate, we first, in order to receive any love and any good and any abundance, we've got to come back to her. We've got to go back to that original program that says our mother left us behind and betrayed us, but it's not true. Those were false catastrophes created by off-planet technological weapons. I've seen it again and again in past life readings, and it's confirmed in the Edgar Cayce readings as well. It was a weapon that caused those Atlantean catastrophes. Same thing they're using on us today. No more, because the mother says, we're not going to do it that way anymore. The mother is claiming back dominion over Earth, and we stand with her. So we're claiming back dominion over the Earth. The dominion over the Earth belongs to her and we, the people, true human souls, especially us who have been there, holding the vision of what she wants to become from the beginning. This is so much stronger than anything they can contrive, any mechanical things, false AI versions of reality. The mother's coming home, and we're bringing all the souls. There's a picture of like so many souls that have been captured and stuck and through dark programs. And this is part of what we're doing now. We're returning all souls home. We're removing, by being present with the love of the Earth, you are being a part of removing all harmful technologies from the Earth. No longer. All technology from this point forward must be in alignment with her and her love. We can do it. We've already done it. We've had advanced technologies in Lemurian time and the beginning of Atlantean time that were absolutely in alignment with the health of humanity. But these technologies were stolen from us and now used against us. And we take it all back now. So the picture is that we've all been infiltrated with this technology in our body, nanotechnology and infiltration, and they can completely remote control the human body at this point. They have the modern medical system is logging in and out of your body, running data through your body. It's so egregious. It's so against the law of the land. It's such an infiltration. And yet, now we stand and we claim back. So as we claim back our body, and the mother is claiming back her body and to be released from these harmful technologies. They just can't exist in her world. And so when we are in this true organic connection with her and in that love and in that peace and in this knowing that everything is fine, then we win and we have overcome all the messages of gloom and doom and terror and all whatever. This is what we're finding. It's our power to create. They hijacked it. And so now we take it back and we say, we're creating this. This is the power of this sextile between Saturn and Jupiter, because Saturn has now made it to 8 degrees. On the 23rd, Saturn will make it to 9 degrees of Pisces. It was 7 degrees that that Saturn turned retrograde in Pisces. And so now Saturn is just inching out of that retrograde shadow, moving in new directions, new territory. So it's right now that we go, our love, our mother, our world, our way, my body. And we're so helped by this because of the really intense activating energies of Chiron and the North Node together in Aries. And so all of this is the backdrop of this Venus Mars conjunction. So we need to look at these things and see what this is really about. With Pluto sitting at 0 degrees and all our personal planets going over, it's an initiation into the Aquarian Age. And so what does that really mean? This Chiron conjunct the North Node is very important energy around this, because Aries is, it's such an important energy for us right now, because Aries is the I am. Aries is about the containment of the self, the potential. Just like we're talking about the potential of what Earth wants to become, in Earth's potential of ascension, that's exactly the Aries energy. It's everything in a seed that humanity, a human, can become. Now, Aries has an ability to be selfish in a good way. Aries is the one that's going to defend the honor of others and defend that pure essence. And the selfishness of Aries, the ability to contain our energy, because we have everything that's trying to affect us negatively right now. It must affect, to affect our physical body. Our physical body is actually reflected in our energetic field. That's really more real than our physical body. And they don't want us to know about this energetic field because it's so powerful. It's a light body. And so in order for them to affect us, they've got to have access to our electromagnetic field. And this Aries energy, and also, and that's our body, this feeling of like this nanotech, this energy is like literally trying to infiltrate and take over, an infiltration of our sacred, God-given right to our own, to our body. And this Aries energy is giving us the strength and the gumption to say, mine, all mine. And it's weird because we're having this birth of universal love and this love coming back and this energy is like, oh, miracles and blessings, and it's all okay. And it's a very boundaryless. It's like all of a sudden being able to see God or source in everything and everyone, and finding a deep and profound forgiveness for everything that brought you here to this place. And it's a boundaryless energy. That's Pisces. And yet Aries is like mine, mine, mine. And so this is exactly the conundrum we're in right now. And it's interesting because, the greatest conjunction, they call it, when Saturn and Jupiter come together at the cusp of Aries and Pisces. This is where the conjunction between Saturn and Jupiter happened at the time of the birth of Yeshua. So that cusp is very, very important. And we've got all this Pisces energy and all this Aries energy, and we're figuring this out. How do we come back to oneness and yet claim? We must, in order to come back to oneness, we have to claim our autonomous self. This is really interesting because I've noticed that it's the intuitive training is kind of that I've is on my website is a culmination of my life's work, lifetimes of work. And it's all about how to own your energetic field, how to own your aura, how to begin to understand the incredible mechanisms we have in our body, our higher technology, and how to safely access this intuitive power. And so in what I've noticed, this has been my life's work, but I've noticed as the technological interference has increased, it's harder and harder to own your energy field. And indeed, there's this very strange program that goes all the way back to the core program we're talking about, that we've been abandoned by our mother. She doesn't love us and we don't deserve her love. And we turn, all of that story that's like, seems to be the deepest beginning of this whole distortion in Atlantean time. So that when we go to own our energy field, this is the lie of the AI. Okay, so watch out for this, because we're so deliberately, supernova souls are so deliberately quarantined right now in isolation. And this is a really thing we need to, this is another area that we need to use our will. We need to contain our energy and be like in our own field. But also we've got to overcome this isolation. And because this is how they've gotten us trapped. And this is the core essence in all targeting and in all mind control programs. Isolation is key. So we've got to use our will and like whatever needs to happen to shift that energy for ourselves. But this is where this is kind of the gist of it that I'm getting, is that when you go to own your own energy field, you get a message, and this is the AI. I know because I have gone head to head with this energy for so long, being targeted with a huge amount of nanotechnology for years. Okay. So I understand the end stage pathology of where they're trying to take us. And that is absolute complete disconnection. It's like being in your own local area network. You can't access Earth, you can't access Source, you can't access guidance, you can't access each other. And it's really interesting though, because when you go to own your energy field, you'll get the message that you'll be all alone if you do that. And it's exactly the opposite. The only way to have any connection at all to source, to mother, to love is to contain our energy field. So this is such a huge work. And so watch out for a course that I'm doing, just a single hour-long course called Owning Your Energy Field, just to begin to learn about our energy anatomy and the basic concepts of how you can own your energy field and take back control of your life and your body. So I just wanted to bring that up because this is a lot of what this is the Aries energy. The Aries is the most freedom loving sign of the whole zodiac. And Aries wants to fight for what's good and right and true. And so Aries, the energy of Aries has an energy of exile and being separated from family. Like, if you're going to tell the truth, sound familiar? If you're going to go your own way, then you have to be exiled. You can't be a part of our group, right? Isn't this what we just replayed over these last few years? Are you going to comply and get to be a part of society? Or are you going to have to go your own way? And this is the deep and profound pain of Aries. And yet we need to take this energy and own and say, my body, my field, mine, 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 mine. Source gave it to me. And I am going to do right by source to contain it and own it and no longer play along with the drama games, no longer use my consciousness to create your lower realities. And this is why it's so important that we overcome these false matrix quarantines for supernova souls, because it's time for us to come together and use our energy together, two or more, to dream and vision this new world, to help each other. And even if you can't find supernova souls, even any human soul, you might not be able to find any human souls. I know I've been quarantined in an extreme way. But this is where we break down the walls and we come together and we begin to grow our energy. And we're at this major turning point where they're going full bore with all the rest of the technologies they have available. But the mother's love is stronger. It's stronger. And especially because you're here. Thank God. So please take care of yourself. Love yourself like she would, like a loving father and a loving mother wants to take care of you, like you're precious, precious, because you are holding this connection to the earth, to our mother. And we're going to bring all the souls back home. This is where I'm starting to question like the timeline split and all this. I just feel like I think it's all about converging. It's like we're not leaving one soul behind. This is why it's taking so long. Every human soul goes. And so now let's talk about this. So we've got Venus and Mars coming together, and it's so beautiful. And it's just this birth of love. Can we come back into cosmic love, healing the duality thinking, the hatred of ourselves? What if all the hatred, self-hatred, and this low self-worth that we've been trying to battle with and figure out what that is, what if it all goes back to that one false twist in the DNA at Atlantean time that disconnected us from the mother, because they could never take control if we were connected to her? And so does all of our shame, low self-worth, the battle between the sexes, the battle between our right and left parts of ourselves, this constant, does it all go back to that? Some shame around turning away from our mother, around perhaps being manipulated the shame over allowing ourselves to be manipulated away from her, and how can we turn back to her love? It's the same thing with Yeshua, and source energy, Christ consciousness, the cosmic light. How can we deserve it if we turned away? But see, we must come back to the mother first if we're going to receive the cosmic light. We are the bride of Christ. We are the sacred marriage within. Do you see how important this conjunction is? It's everything. And so it's saying that our new timeline, the Christ consciousness timeline, is all about love, unconditional love, true love, beyond the boundaries. And so, do we even remember what it's like to feel love? We've been so tricked into lower love of personal love, right? And drama, and personal love, and trying to get what you need from the people around you. And this is so different. That shouldn't even be called love. This is universal love. This is your heart is bursting. Can we even remember? This is what's due to us, and it's what's been stolen. And what if we're right here at this turning point where the shower of blessings, this is what the astrology is saying, the shower of blessings of Saturn sextile Jupiter, that we're finally moving forward on the mother's timeline again, the only timeline. And it's just this massive blooming of love, the balm. And maybe that comes first. We're all waiting on, we know that some sort of financial relief or some sort of change, the financial system is crumbling, and we are due to be paid back what's been stolen from us. But perhaps we need to first be in the energy of abundance, right? Because everything's energy first before it's manifest. And is that our role here too? Because this is the thing, going back to what we were talking about. How can you be the vessel of this unconditional love if you can't receive it for yourself? Right? And so this is everything we're going through, removing these core programs of shame and disconnection, and just ripping open our heart and just letting the love course through our body. That medicine eliminates all AI, right? It's like, it just jumps out of your body. It can't handle that vibrational frequency. Just incredible love. So if Saturn sextile Jupiter is saying that indeed, this is when we hook onto our original timeline, the goddess, our beautiful, loving mother's dream, her dream. And now is the moment that this clicks into gear. It has everything to do with owning our energy field, claiming what's ours, taking back what's ours, the Aries, Chiron North Node, the wounds turned into superpowers. The North Node is the only way forward. And in Aries, it's about owning our power, taking back our energy from where we've given it away. Chiron, our deepest wounds, around where we gave our power away and our energy away. Ooh, it feels shameful. There's some shame in that, right? The shame of being exiled. All of this is going to be made right. It just has to be. And here we are on the verge of this. Now, with this Chiron North Node conjunction, this is our fire, our fight. Say, no, you do not get our Earth. This is our Earth, and we will claim it. And so the Chiron with Eros, the asteroid Eros on the 17th came into conjunction with Chiron and the North Node, and that will last through the 21st. And so over the next couple of days, and this is inserting the key into the lock. The fight, the fire, the taking back our world, the Aries energy. It's like, oh, no, you don't. Because we have the power, the superpower. The superpower of the universe is what? Unconditional love. So the superpower of Chiron and Aries is an unbridled life force fighting for what's good and right and true. The mother's army, and we've been seeing this in our meditations, legions of light armies showing up. They can't do what we can do, though. We're the boots on the ground. So it's really important that if you see something, you feel something in your being around you, energetically, something going on, you can call in these legions of light and say, look, this is what needs to be addressed. And we are her army. And this is the picture of this wave, the army moving across the earth, riding her wave. She's riding her dragon. We're riding the waves along with her. And this incredible love force just taking back control of the earth, eliminating and removing harmful technologies now. And so, with this incredible activation of our energetic power, as well as an opportunity to contain it, that's the Chiron North Node. Mystical, magical possibilities of Saturn sextile Jupiter, like dreams coming true. All of that as a backdrop for Mars and Venus coming together in this beautiful sacred marriage. Are you ready to be released from the old timelines, from the lower energies, from the control? Are you ready to come out of duality thinking? This is where we put all of our energy in every moment into the love that's her love, that's our love, that's why we live, it's why we exist. And with full determination that every cell of your body is online with this love. So there's a point that's coming in this to watch out for in your personal experience. And it's a bit like, when you're feeling like you have to fight so hard just to exist and to hold on to your body and to hold on to your soul, I know. But then there's this place where the light comes through and the rainbow after the clouds, after the storm. And we need to be in the energy of this, that the love is so great that all is forgiven. Because whatever has been working against you, whatever you've been battling with, and I know it's real, I will not invalidate that. It is like, this is real. And we're fighting for our life, force, our body, our psyche, our soul, our earth. But there is a point in this where you say, I don't want to do it part way. This is the Aries explosion. I didn't come here to partially achieve my awakened status or my ascension or my evolution outside of 3D. I didn't come here to do it just a little bit. You came here to fully succeed, and the forces will work against you until you are there. And then there's an incredible love and appreciation, and it's hard, from the woundedness, from the attack, from this malicious infiltration that goes against all the laws and rules of the mother in our own bodies, our sacred chemistry infiltrated with AI. It's so wrong. And yet, what if it's all about making sure that, can it be working for you? Can you just take a hold of every cell in your whole being and your whole body with this determination and say, I didn't come here to do it part way. I came here to fully succeed in taking back my power, my energy, my life, my evolution. You want out of the trap, right? You don't want to ever have to do 3D again. You want to come into your superpower. You want to not hold back for nothing. The next program that we found, and the meditations, the morning meditations of, like, after the we talked about the core root program of separation from the mother, and then there's the shame around that, and then the next level is a fear, okay, because they got us thinking that we were the ones that caused those catastrophes, so we ourselves went against our mother, and that if we go anywhere near our higher faculties and our intuitive wisdom and knowledge that we've already worked with in past lives, we've already done it. It's nothing scary. We know exactly what we're doing. But there's this incredible anxiety, fear programming right there at that threshold. And that is a really important part. So it's like we're overcoming all fear, all infiltration. There's nothing they can do to you because your light body is intact and you have graduated and you have taken back your power, and nothing less will do for you. And then can you, in the depths of your being, from this place of profound love and appreciation of the mother and coming back home, can you forgive and honor these forces? This is how we get out of the trap completely. So, oh my gosh, there's so much going on. And so all of this that we've talked about really has to do with the fact that Venus and Mars come together. They come together at 5, 6, 7 degrees. We talked about Aquarius. Aquarius is a visionary sign. And so this is a new vision of a new world based on love. Unconditional, powerful wave of love taking over the whole earth. I mean, the mother's love is one thing, but then pierced with the Christ consciousness in the sacred marriage, it's just ecstatic. Life, living in a body, should be ecstatic. Like, I'm so in love. Oh my God. The earth, like just the nature. And this is what it's supposed to be like. And we're claiming it back. But this is the deal. Venus and Mars are coming into, right after they're conjunct, they're both going to take a turn squaring up with Jupiter in Taurus. Jupiter is in the sextile. So that means they're making a sextile with Saturn, right? So they're triggering this sextile. But the square with Jupiter is everything we've been talking about. Like, but do you deserve? Okay, you want to be here as a vessel of the light and the love of the mother and bringing the souls back home, but how can you do it if you can't receive that love into your heart, into every cell of your being, to live and breathe by this law of love? This is the transformation we're in. And the Aries energy has a life or death energy, and it's like, grab it. We survive and evolve and become light, or we give over and become robots, but we already passed that point. We're not doing that. It's hard when I know I've said it myself, we already won, because the message that's come through is that if you know your power, then you've already won. But we have to execute our power. We have to claim our power back. We have to make sure that nobody else is using our power. And this is the place that we're in right now. And it's really hard when people are like, we already won. It's all over. This is just a movie playing out. And you're like, I'm under constant attack. What are you talking about? Like, why is the targeting at an all-time high if we already won? But if you step back and think about it, it makes sense. And when are you done with it? When do you say mine? My psyche, my body, my field, my soul. And so this is the process that we're in. So these squares with Jupiter happen on the 25th and the 27th. So right after the full moon, we've got the Virgo full moon coming up on Saturday, February 24th, but it happens real early in the morning in the Western US. And so we'll be doing the full moon activation on this Friday, the 23rd at 10 a.m. Mountain Time. So I hope that you'll consider joining. This is a very powerful Virgo full moon. And so Virgo is the virgin, and it's the mother too. It's an earth sign and the healer, sign of healing, discriminating, cleaning up, sorting through. And this is exactly what we're doing. So it speaks to a rebirth of the earth, a rebirth of the mother's timeline, and exactly confirms the astrology. So this Virgo full moon is very, very important, energetically important moment. And so what we'll be feeling for the full moon is Venus and Mars in this square to Jupiter, and Jupiter is trying to expand us into our true wealth. Like, hey, it's yours. They stole it from you. Like, it's all yours. It's all the mother, she's like, oh wait, that's my oil. That's my gold. That's my precious rare earth minerals. It's my water. I am the water. I am the body. And these resources can no longer be used to go against her humanity. And so this is the Virgo full moon, this rebirth of all of Earth consciousness and the mother and the Christ consciousness timeline on Earth. So the energy of this full moon is, so anyway, sorry, the Venus Mars square Jupiter is examining everywhere that we still may have be harboring these belief systems or programs that say we don't deserve this love. Okay. So it's like we have a huge burst of this love. And then it's like, what's still there that's blocking you from fully bringing it into your life, into your body, and on every cell? You know, is it that you're all alone? You got to have other people to have love in your life? Oh no. Maybe this is part of it. Maybe this is why we have to find that deep and profound gratitude for being alone. Because we need to find this love within. No person out there is going to satisfy you in this way. It's just not how it works. And again, we come together, we grow the love exponentially. And it's a beautiful chapter. So very powerful energies with this Virgo full moon. Like, yeah, it's a birth into the new, but do you deserve it? Can you receive it? Can you open up to the love again? And this is that's kind of the energy now. But so what happens is this Virgo full moon takes place at 5 degrees Virgo, 23 minutes. So right at the very beginning of the sign. And that has an energy, very powerful energy of a bloom of the Virgo energies of like, yes, let's go. Let's clean it up. Let's sort it out. Let's bring the mother's love back. Let's heal the planet. And so for the full moon, Saturn will have just made it to 9 degrees. And so that's only a few degrees off of where the full moon is. And we also have an epic union. We've been waiting for this. Mercury and the Sun coming together on the 28th. And they come together right by Saturn. So it's Mercury, Sun, Saturn, all coming close together and opposite of this full moon in Virgo. So we won't feel the exact conjunctions of Saturn, Mercury, and the Sun until after the full moon at the end of the month. That's kind of the fireworks at the end of February. Oh my goodness. So the Sun and Mercury come together on the 28th. The Sun and Saturn come together on the 29th, and Mercury and Saturn come together on those same days, 28th and 29th. So this is really powerful because the Mercury-Sun conjunctions kind of give a timeline of astrologically. The last Mercury-Sun conjunction was right after Mercury turned retrograde in December. Get this, on the 22nd of December, right at the solstice. And Venus and Mars, Mercury and the Sun came together at 0 degrees, 29 degrees Sag, 0 degrees Capricorn. And so, but Mercury was retrograde and going back into Sagittarius to retrieve the dream so that we can overcome the authority that's worked against it. And so now Mercury catching back up to the Sun is huge because it's an final completion of the Mercury retrograde. Of course, next month we're going to start moving into another Mercury retrograde, but this is a pinnacle moment. And so that kind of is the flavor of the very end of February with the Sun, who we think we are in Pisces, claiming our spiritual divinity. Mercury, our conceptual reality. That's the truth of who we are. It was stolen from us. And Saturn, the keeper and the holder of the timeline in Pisces, adjusting. Because this is how it feels. Like we were talking about, when this energy comes in, you're like, oh, everything is exceedingly well. I just feel at peace. And like there's energy to solve problems and I don't have to worry about so much. But we have to get used to that. We have to be open to it. We have to adjust our nervous system. And at the same time, we're, going back and forth between the technology energies trying to keep us in fear and anxiety, and then the deep and profound peace of the reality of what's really happening on Earth right now. And this is exactly what the Sun, Mercury, Saturn is saying. It's like we've got to adjust because Pisces is a mutable sign ruled by Neptune, and Neptune is in Pisces. And Neptune is beginning to move into new territory after his retrograde. And so this is all about dreaming a new dream and adjusting out of the nightmare and into the dream. Everything is about this. So it's so powerful because even though they're not exactly opposite, for this full moon, Mercury, the Sun, and Saturn are coming close together, and it's incredible force. And it's saying, this full moon is a rebirth of the Earth's dream. And we got to ride that wave and say, the anxiety, the fear, the frequencies of programming, not real, not real, not me. I claim my organic soul. I claim my organic body. I claim all parts of myself. I claim my psyche. I claim my energy field, mine. And that allows me to feel connected to the mother, to everything, and to go out into the world and breathe this dragon breath of love, to take it in and breathe it out, this balm of support. It's like a picture of this electromagnetic protection field of the mother coming up from deep in the earth as a response to these negative technologies, just giving us this protective layer around our being and around the whole earth, and swirling around the true human souls, inviting them to come back into this feeling of peace and love, and that everything is gloriously okay, exceedingly well, harmonized, helped, supported. This is the way everyone wants it. Anybody who's on our team, and the animals and the true human souls, who would want to do it different? They got to go. Like every single one of them. If you're capable of causing harm, out of here. Out of here. Technologies that are used to cause harm, done. Over. The legions of light, we're sending them to these portals. We're sending them to these dark underground bases and cloning facilities. No more. No more. The mother says no. And this is the way it's going to be. And that's this full moon. So it's powerful because we've got, for the full moon, we've got Venus and Mars square Jupiter. Do you deserve the love? Is this the only thing that's keeping us from adjusting into this new timeline? And so this is a powerful moment of examination of whatever belief systems, programming, contractual relationships, anything that's keeping you from feeling worthy and being able to receive this incredible, unconditional spiritual love that's flooding into our world just beyond what's left of this lower matrix reality. So supernova souls, you are amazing. And this week, so it's all about this Virgo full moon, but do not forget the power. So the Chiron North Node, it's very interesting because Chiron and the North Node will be feeling all the way through the end of March, as well as this Jupiter sextile Saturn, but they stay within 1 degree of each other, both of these transits, all the way through the end of the month and in a little bit into March. So this is a crucial time to own our power, claim our love, and receive the blessings, open back up our heart, and face whatever programming might still be there that's not of us, that's keeping us from being able to embody and embrace this love back into our lives. It's our birthright. It's who we are. It's how it should feel to exist. And so maybe that can help. But just know that it's like whatever's coming up, it's like, oh, That's what's in my way to love. That's what's in my way to love. And we're just going to rip it out by the roots, you know? So I hope to see you at that full moon activation, these incredibly powerful and transformative moments in time astrologically as we shift into a whole new world. And thank you so much. The mother thanks you so much for your service, for your love, for staying in connection with her. Don't give up on it. It means so much to everyone, what you're doing and who you are. You have a place here, a very important place. No one else can take that place. This is why you haven't been able to get out of this mess until now. Take your place, take your body back, take your love back, take your technology back. And I hope to see you at that full moon activation, perhaps that owning your energy field course. And thank you so much for your support. Thank you for being a part of the Soul Tribe. It's a great way to support me and this movement. And it's $10 a month to get Friday updates and Telegram chats and resources for Supernova Souls. And the $20 a month also gets you the activations and live sharing circles after. It's a great way to support the movement and be a part of the Soul Tribe. So thank you so much. If you are not in a place that you want to be a part of the Soul Tribe, but you'd like to make an offering, there is a link to donate below. I appreciate your support and all the work you've done to remain as who you are in your glorious self, in an emissary of light, in the army of the mother. And I'm so honored to stand next to you in this journey together. So thank you so much for being here, for going through all you've gone through. And we stand together in her light and her love, and prepare the way for the new consciousness of Earth to wash over and connect us back to our source, happening right here, right now. So hang in there, Supernova Souls. I love you so much. I look forward to seeing you soon, perhaps at the activation on the next update. Until then, I'm Adrienne Elise. Namaste.